Ever since the dawn of human civilization, cults have existed. They have remained to simultaneously intrigue and terrify us, with countless documentaries being released, helping to satiate our macabre curiosity about the psychology of human social groups, leadership, and mob mentality, and showing how it can all go wrong. Terrifying cults from the Manson family to Heaven's Gate made headlines worldwide and horrified all who learned about them, and film and TV have begun to incorporate the power and fear behind cults into stories that have since become staples of pop culture. Collider video of the day: Midsommar, 2019, a relatively recent newcomer to the cult horror film club. Ari Aster's Midsommar is terrifying in the sense that the actions of a violent cult primarily take place in the daylight, and they complete their horrifying acts without hiding under cover of darkness as found in most other horror films. The audience gets to see exactly what happens and what this cult is capable of in bright sunshine, with the high visibility of the summer sun juxtaposing against the gruesome and dark power of the Swedish cult, while we watch the film's characters helpless to escape. The film is filled with bizarre and intense portrayals of the cult's violent rituals, including the organized murders of a naive, and, let's be honest, pretty annoying, group of American tourists and their own members. Regarding the representation of cults in the history of film, Midsommar offers a fearsome and visually stunning depiction of a group that will undoubtedly influence future depictions of cults in other horror films. Children of the Corn, 1984. Let's be honest, whenever there are children in horror films, you know it's about to be terrifying and incredibly creepy, and 1984's Children of the Corn is no exception. Based on the Stephen King story of the same name, Children of the Corn follows a young couple whose car breaks down in a small town run by a bloodthirsty cult of children that murdered all remaining adults in the town. The film has a great premise and an incredibly chilling depiction of a murderous cult of children, but it sadly doesn't deliver the same punch that the original story had. It's still a fun watch and miles better than the almost 10 sequels that followed it. The Wicker Man, 1973. It's almost impossible to mention any kind of cult in films without mentioning the 1973 horror film classic The Wicker Man, which practically acts as the grandfather of this subgenre and helped transform modern horror films into what they are today. Christopher Lee does an excellent job of playing the murderous cult leader Lord Summerisle and is one of the best roles in his entire film career. The film's shocking ending has permanently solidified itself into pop culture history, and the shot of the burning giant Wicker Man is one of the most well-recognized scenes in film history. If you loved Midsommar, you would love The Wicker Man, although it might change your feelings towards summer and make you wary of ever traveling again. American Horror Story, Cult, 2017, the hit Ryan Murphy horror anthology television series, American Horror Story, is no stranger to introducing terrifying and fearsome characters to its audience. Aspiring cult leader Kai Anderson, Evan Peters, who first appeared in the 7th season, Cult, is one of the series' most dangerous, mainly due to his unpredictability and instability. Every scene Kai's featured in is always uncomfortable. Watching how he manipulates and controls almost everyone around him is exciting and suspenseful, as we never really understand his motives until later in the season. The real-life political landscape of 2017 is reflected in this season, adding a solid level of realism and fear as many actions of the fictional cult parallel real actions found in our world, making it even more unsettling. Red State, 2011. As far as films about religious extremist cults go, Kevin Smith's 2011 horror film Red State is one of the most terrifying. Its politically charged critique of Christian fundamentalism remains even more relevant today as our society becomes even more divided. Kevin Smith, who is more well known for his comedies or gruesome body horror comedies, does an excellent job of showcasing the monstrous power of this religious cult, and Michael Parks, who plays the film's hate-filled preacher, gives an electrifying and frightening performance. The film's cult parallels real-life extremist religious groups such as the Westboro Baptist Church, whose hateful sermons and protests have received widespread condemnation across the world, making the film even scarier as we know that it isn't stretching too far from our reality. Keep reading: 10 Scariest Movies That Have Won Oscars.